Cesare! The walls surround you! There is nowhere to run!
Come then, Ezio!
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're looking at the Assassin's Creed characters we couldn't wait to eliminate.
A merry life and a short one, as promised. How well I know myself.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Charles Lee, Assassin's Creed 3.
Why do you persist? You put us down, we rise again.
The entire game is spent learning to hate Charles Lee. Haytham Kenway's death was arguably more unsatisfying than not, thanks to it being a quick-time event, so it was up to Charles Lee to give us some catharsis. And unlike Haytham, Lee wasn't nuanced or humanized. He was a villain through and through, the one primarily responsible for destroying Connor's village near the beginning of the game.
Because no one else will.
Plus, finally getting to kill him after that long, tedious chase sequence, in which one wrong move will probably put you so far behind Lee that you desynchronize, is a huge relief. When Connor finally catches up with him in Philadelphia, their showdown passes in silence, and Lee knows it's all over. Fazil, Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Why did the first ones leave this world behind, filled with fools, I wonder, and make so few of me?
The Order has infiltrated every layer of Baghdad society, including its famous House of Wisdom, one of the most esteemed libraries in history. Through investigations, Basim learns that Fazil, the first scholar, is an Order member, known as the Demon. He's conducting human experimentation to build a device he calls his Great Work, which is essentially an animus over 1,000 years before Abstergo developed the first one.
Knowledge is the greatest power.
No.
If you go for the unique kill route, a fun throwback to the days of Unity and Syndicate, Basim disguises himself as another test subject and kills Fazil mid-ritual. He was certainly one of Mirage's most reprehensible villains.
Behind the doors, it looked brighter.
Fulk, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
We're all in the dark, Ava. It is the search for the light that brings us closer to the gods.
Save your babble! Death is our language now.
Initially introduced as an ally, it's quickly revealed that Ivor's instincts were right, and Fulk is not to be trusted. Not only is she one of the most key members of the Order, but she also kidnaps and tortures Sigurd. She even cuts off his hand to unlock his memories of Tyr, who mythology tells us had his hand bitten off by Loki's wolf and son, Fenrir.
Give you a glimpse of what lies beyond.
I need nothing from you.
She's one of the series' most disturbing characters, and Ivor finally tracks down and confronts her in a dungeon. It's a tricky fight, largely because it's so dark you often can't even see what's happening, which makes it an even bigger relief when it's finally over. Charles Gabriel Cesare, Assassin's Creed Unity. As a character, Cesare is largely forgettable. He's Arno's first assassination target after his training is complete, and he's tasked with infiltrating Notre Dame de Paris to take him out. But what makes this so memorable is the unique kill option Arno is given if he manages to hide inside the cathedral's confessional. If he does this, Cesare will eventually arrive to talk to the priest he believes is inside, and you can assassinate him through the screen.
Quelle est notre part?
It's brutal, but easily one of the most iconic kills in the entire franchise, and it definitely isn't topped by the other targets in Unity. Ubisoft put its best foot forward by having this be Arno's first job, for better or for worse. John Elliotson, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
How shall we proceed? Oh, with all respect, Mr. Darwin, I believe I should proceed alone. After all, we wouldn't want to attract any unwanted attention.
Building on the more sandboxy assassination missions from Unity, Syndicate made the levels much more intricate, giving you numerous different ways to approach the target. And of course, it gave us even more memorable, unique kill opportunities, manipulating all kinds of people in each stage. This mission is another early one in which Jacob infiltrates Lambeth Asylum, having determined that Dr. Elliotson is the source of much of the borough's sufferings, and its addictive syrup epidemic. Jacob sneaks in and offers himself as another test subject for public autopsy, only to assassinate the Mad Doctor mid-lecture. After seeing the horrors he committed in the name of medicine, it's the least he deserves.
Have you ever pondered the consequences of your actions, Jacob Fry? Or did your father teach you nothing?
Lucius Septimus, Assassin's Creed Origins.
The Senate will not bow so easily.
That parliament of clucking hands. Let me be your wolf.
This was the first game in which we encountered the Order of the Ancients, as opposed to the Templars, who eventually descend from them during the Crusades. Eventually, Bayek and Aya learn that the powerful Romans are behind the group, which is trying, and failing, to gain access to an Isu vault in Siwa.
So Caesar is the king of the Order now.
Caesar is the father of understanding.
You and Caesar will die.
Though Flavius is the leader, the fight against him isn't anywhere near as fun or satisfying as the numerous boss battles both Bayek and Aya fight against Septimus. It's eventually Aya who finally kills him, the final boss of the game, and it sure did feel good to finally avenge Kemu's death.
Eternity of drinking and whoring with my brothers.
The only thing that waits for you is oblivion.
Robert Disable, Assassin's Creed.
He should flee now while he has the chance. Stay, and all of you will die.
You encounter Disable at the very beginning of the first game as the Templar Grandmaster leading the excavation of Solomon's Temple and temporarily seizing the Ark of the Covenant. Altair diligently hunts down his targets in order to get another attempt on Disable, the head of the snake. He finally fights Disable and a group of powerful Templars near the end, with King Richard I unsure whether to believe that Disable is plotting against him.
No, Robert, not you.
Then who?
The Lord. Let this be decided by combat.
It's easily the hardest fight in the game because of the legions of Templars thrown at you, even harder than the boss battle against Al-Mulaim. Through Disable's death, Altair's honor was finally restored.
That I, your greatest enemy, kept you safe from harm. But now you've taken my life, and in the process, ended your own.
Vieri de Pazzi, Assassin's Creed 2.
It's settled. Vieri, you will remain here to coordinate the mercenary.
He's hardly the most evil character in Assassin's Creed 2, but he is the one we looked forward to assassinating the most. During the tutorial, Ezio learns how to fistfight when he gets into a street brawl with Vieri and his friends. This teenage rivalry grows when Vieri's father, Francesco, orchestrates the Pazzi conspiracy, which attempted to kill and displace the Medicis from Florence, but also caught the Auditores in its wide net.
Mario Auditore has invaded the city. He comes for you.
Then let's not keep him waiting.
Even though it wasn't his idea, it was deeply satisfying when Ezio tracked him all the way to San Gimignano in Tuscany and took him down.
Vorrei solo che avessi sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che
Enough, Ezio! Show some respect.
Batholomew Roberts, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
All men desire to live by a code or a creed, yes? Yet when pressed, most defer to their instincts rather than the laws that bind them.
In his life as a pirate, Edward is used to dealing with liars and thieves, so it wasn't surprising to see him ally himself with Batholomew Roberts when the opportunity for riches beyond measure presented itself. After all, he's already friends with Anne Bonny and Blackbeard, so what's one more notorious pirate?
We'll be masters of the ocean with that.
Oh, such ambition.
But Roberts is a sage working to his own ends, and those ends don't include Edward. He betrays him, and Edward spends the rest of the game relentlessly hunting down Roberts and the royal fortune, finally succeeding and brutally killing him with a rope dart. He was the first sage we ever met, and the most despicable.
I had hoped to find her, to see her again, to open the door of the temple and hear her speak my name once more.
Cesare Borgia, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
How did you find it?
The apple you stole from Mario Auditore, let me hear.
We spent all of Assassin's Creed 2 waiting for the moment to finally kill Rodrigo Borgia, only for Ezio to leave him alive, which he had to do because Rodrigo wasn't fated to die that early. And audiences never got the catharsis of assassinating him because he was murdered by his son, Cesare, via an apple during Brotherhood. Cesare was always a better villain than Rodrigo though, and was truly reprehensible, almost destroying Monte Regione and killing Uncle Mario during the game's intro. After destroying the Borgia's influence in Italy, Ezio pursues Cesare to Spain and takes down one of the most memorable villains in the franchise. Let us know in the comments which Assassin's Creed villain you hate the most.
Is this why he was killed?
I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a confession?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.